Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be giving my review for Holiday Road. Um, this is what's this now, the fourth film, I believe, that we've watched for the Thanksgiving marathon of Hallmark films. There's a lot of characters in this one, so I'm only going to name the two that stick out that kind of were what I felt the main characters, and that is the characters of Dana and Clay, played by Sarah Canning, and Warren Christie. This one could have been a disaster just because you've got a lot of pieces at hand and a lot of storylines that some could get ignored and fall to the wayside. So I was very nervous with this one. Now, I'm not going to say this movie was amazing, because it wasn't amazing. This movie was good. It took us a step in the right direction. We had a little slide there with a couple films. This one started trending in the right direction for us. Well, for me. I don't know about for my wife, but
What?
Holiday Road. I guess that's no. It didn't trend good way for her, but basically, all of these people are trying to get to Boston. I believe it is. Does it say up here? It does not say in the synopsis, but I think it's Boston. And they can't make it. The flights canceled, so they try to get a rental car. Sarah's character, Dana, pulls a bunch together, and they're going to get a rental car and drive there. The Warren Christie's character, what I say his name was Clay, he ends up jumping line because he's a platinum member or silver member or something. And so he gets to jump ahead of them, and he ends up getting the last vehicle, and it ends up being this big, huge van. So they convince him to take, because he's going to Boston too, they convince him to take them with them. So it ends up being this big road trip to Boston, and they end up not having cell signal for some reason. I don't really know why there was no cell signal, because throughout this whole film, there really wasn't a snowstorm. There really wasn't a reason we saw for the flights to be grounded.
Nothing, because the only difference is the plane is higher up in the air, but you would still see it wherever it is come down.
Yeah.
Unless it's fog, but even fog would be lower. So I don't understand what the problem was.
I don't know what the issue was. I mean, they drove to the same place the plane would have took them. There was no issues for them weather-wise. Don't know why.
There's a tad little sprinkle of snow and one scene, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it stopped.
Stopped almost immediately, yeah. And so that was a negative for us, obviously. But they lost cell signal for some reason, don't know why. So they end up having to use a regular map, and they end up taking a wrong turn because they think there's what looks like a road on the map is a road, and it's not. The van somehow ends up breaking. It needs a new part, so they get stuck in this little town, and they end up playing in the Santa games, or Santa games, reindeer games, something like that. And
no, the elf games.
Elf games.
The elf games.
Some festival like that. Festival like that, but and along the way you're learning a little bit about why they're going to Boston. You know that Warren's going there to visit family. Sarah's character's going there for snowboarding. And along the way you find out why the rest are going there. I think they do a decent enough job given us enough with the other characters. You pretty well find out about everything. You get the reasonings for it all. So they do a good job there. I love the character of Dusty. He was probably my favorite character in this, and he had really the saddest. Well, would you say he probably had the second? Yeah, would you say he had the saddest or second saddest story for going to Boston?
I say saddest.
Saddest?
Yeah.
I know the one mom was going there to get her daughter.
That'd be the next one, but
Next
I
one.
definitely think it was the saddest.
Okay. So we'll say saddest story of the bunch, which you think you're not going to figure out why he's there, and they do end up telling you.
Oh, I knew. I
Well,
sorta
yeah,
knew.
you kind of knew what was happening, which I sort of kind of guessed it too. I just didn't say nothing because I didn't know if you knew or not at the time and stuff.
I guessed it at one of the parts. I was like, oh, that's it.
But everything kind of came together. The only one we were kind of still iffy with was the media influencer. We weren't sure if she was. We assumed she was going to her parents' place because the house was huge, so we were pretty sure it wasn't hers. But there was also nobody else in the house with her, so we was kind of confused on what exactly was happening there. But in general, everything came together, everything worked out, but it just wasn't anything overly amazing. I gave it.
Everyone went a little extreme in how excited they were.
Yeah, in the games they got really extreme, kind of over the top at times, but with the facial expressions and how they were acting, but they were just having fun. There is kind of a moment there in the games too, but they got kind of more serious, but
Relatable though for me.
yeah, relatable for you.
Relatable for me.
But I ended up giving this a 3.5. I think it worked. It just wasn't anything that blew me away. It wasn't anything that I could say, wow, that was amazing. But it gave me enough. It gave me enough information. There was chemistry there. There was a good somewhat Christmas feel there. I wish we could have had some more drama with them getting there with the weather, but considering that's the reason they were driving in the first place. But
the girl that did her social media stuff, I just want to punch her in the face.
She did get annoying.
She got very annoying. However, yeah. I do like that they came back to her at the end.
Yeah, she kind of had to turn around at the end and got to be less annoying. But yeah, she definitely got annoying. But yeah, it's a good one. I'd say check it out, see if you love it, or if you at least have a good time with it. I think it is based off of a true story. So, but I think that's everything we have for Holiday Road. So please come like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified for our videos, and we will see you all in the next one.